Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Shauna. Let's get into this. So, hi guys, how are you doing? I hope all is well. I wanted to make sure I did at least cover this particular topic before we started doing the birth charts because it is important. Locational astrology. I know a lot of people are going to be like, what are you talking about? But yes, cities have zodiac signs too. Yeah, you heard me right. Cities have zodiac signs too. So the definition varies, but and it can actually have multiple meanings. So one of them is, I just Googled this really quickly. Locational astrology is any of various types of astrology that factor in specific locations of the earth. The different types also carry a range of astrological techniques. That's just one little simple definition, or to put it in other words, when a city is born. Now, when a city is born has multiple meanings as well, because one way to look at it is to look at the actual day that a city had been incorporated. That's like one of the ways. And then another way is to look at when actual prehistoric or historical events occurred. That's another way. And another way is to also look at when life began there. So there's multiple ways to define what you may consider locational astrology, but pretty much what we're looking at is the actual location, right? Like an actual physical place having an actual location. Now you can look this stuff up on your own. You don't have to like I said, follow me. I always love to encourage people to do their own research so they can have their own understanding, because you don't have to listen to me, right? I could just be some crazy person. So now another thing that's been observed is looking at the energy that dwells in a place. So if you wanted to look at a place like New York, right, you'll look at the day and the time that it was incorporated. From what I'm looking at from my research, noon, like 12 p.m. noon is used as the default time for the birth when a birth chart is actually being put together for a location. And then you want to look at the events that have happened there and the energy that's there. So a place like New York, right? It was established a few centuries ago, and it's full of energy, full of life, full of different characteristics, right? You have all these different cultures that dwell there, all these different events that have happened. And one thing that I like to pay attention to in particular are the elements that are in abundance there. For me, it's always water. So it's always either water or like no water at all, right? So if you look at places like, let's say, Area 51, no water at all, right? And then you look at places like New York, tons of water, right? Surrounded by water. So just to give an idea of some things to pay attention to when you want to learn about actual geographic locations. I literally have so many things that I wanted to consider and say might be this, it might be that, but you can actually look up your city's star sign, your sun sign. So I know it's crazy, and we have so many other things that we can discuss in regards to horoscopes and zodiacs and things like that, because there are so many different systems, but I just wanted to consider some of the different systems of astrology Even when we're gonna do the birth chart, I wanted to slightly add in locational, because your geographic location definitely plays a role with the positions of the planets, right? Their positions, and then the things that you take in, the things you take on. A person who was born with your birth date, your birth time on the opposite side of the world, that's the only thing that that they were different from you. I mean, as far as looking at the birth chart, you can't even see a person's genetic sequence online, right? You don't know if a person is black just by looking at their birth chart. You don't know a person's race, a person's gender, just by looking at the birth chart, right? So when you look at the birth chart and you compare, the only thing that would make these things different is the geographic location. And that would actually say, okay, at this time, if I'm here, the sun is over there and Jupiter is over there. But over here, these planets are in different positions. So location is everything, in regards to people, and just going into reading planets and knowing the importance of their locations, right? Just trying to figure out what they even mean. Now, if you wanted to look at these zodiac signs, say a place or whatever, if you wanted to give something a particular sign, it's all going to vary. And this is the exact reason why I wanted to go over this. So when we do the birth chart, we will be able to interpret it under different systems. So let's just say, Western astrology, right? So in Western astrology, you would be a Sagittarius, right? But in Vedic, you would be a Scorpio. But if you wanted to roll over to Chinese astrology, you would be, it depends on the year you were born, right? The cycles for, they use Jupiter, the 12-year cycles for Jupiter in Chinese astrology. So if you wanted to be, let's just say, all right, let's use this year for an example. The year that we're in right now is the year of the rabbit for 2023. And this last time we've been in this year of the rabbit was, I think it was 12 years ago, right? So again, when you want to do a history check on things, and you want to pull up birth charts and things like that, yes, it depends on who you ask. Everyone has a different perspective, and this is no different when it comes to locational astrology. I just wanted to make sure we did this segment, because when we start doing the birth charts, I am going to factor in locational astrology, because yes, the way you can come up with the star sign or information is similar, but there are different things that come up depending on the system that you're using. And there's not really much research to actually literally be done on this, but there are people who do this, and this is a career for some, and I'm not shocked by that, because a lot of people use astrologers for advice. As we've learned, this is nothing new. That's been going on since the beginning of time. So I mean, these types of astrologers, locational astrologers, would even tell you, if you want to find love, someone like you with a birth chart like this needs to go there. Or if you want to find your calling, someone with a birth chart like this needs to go over here. So that's another way that locational astrology is utilized. This is slightly different from your birth chart, because again, your birth chart is one thing, but location is dealing with geographic location in a nutshell. Now, like I said, planetary action and planetary location varies. Someone with my same exact birth day and time literally only differs from me in that regard is that we are pretty much, in two different places. And obviously we have different parents and different things like that. But how do we even know our ancestors differ? Because now we're talking about life being brought into fruition at the same time, but in a different location. There's still a connect, even being connected to a particular sun and a particular whatever, depending on what's where, that would still connect people, right? Like if we're born at the same exact moment but in just two different cities, we're still connected, in so many ways. So I just wanted to make it plain and clear that this is a branch of astrology. This is a branch of Western astrology that is already considered in Chinese astrology as well as Vedic, right? So this is not too far off. It is just a different, I would say, just a different type of, it's just a different type of thing. Now, yes, I want to go into the signs of the cities. I actually tried to look up the zodiac sign for Newark, New Jersey, but I mean, and I'm saying like in terms of the actual factual, like when life started, right? Because obviously when people come and start to found the city, that's totally independent of when life started there and things like that. Remember, there were a lot of different people coming through here. So in 1666, Newark had been founded, and like I said, I like to just look at the elements. So I see that there's a lot of history in places where a lot of water is. So these are obviously channels that people use to migrate there, but also where life can be sustained, because we need water and land to thrive, to exist. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure we factored that in when we had this conversation, because it's really, really important that we bring this up. Also, before I go, I just wanted to say that things are about to start changing, and we want to start finding ways, to pretty much put ourselves in a position where we can be happy, and be at peace, and really just do the right thing, do the thing that we're supposed to do the thing that makes the most sense, do the thing that is right. It's really easy to go into things that make us feel good, but sometimes we need to do the thing that's right. And I don't know if what I said made sense just now, but I hope it did. I just wanted to say I appreciate everything, and I love being able to do this and do research, and I love you guys. I don't know who's listening, but I love you genuinely, and I hope all is well. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I hope you enjoyed your week. I hope your Friday is going good and will be even better tonight, this evening. I hope you are eating something good and getting your rest if you need it, because you've been working hard all week. Don't go out partying unless you deserve the party. That's pretty much it. Stay blessed, y'all. All right. Eat y'all fruit, drink y'all water, mind y'all business, and sip on y'all tea. Alright, and I hope that's it. Alright, love y'all. Peace.